Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. No funny little intros today because we have something to discuss about this tank, the Leopard one, and this one, the T-62A, because those two tanks will be or might be changed in update 6.6. Open test 6.6 is currently upon us, and the T-62A will be able to do this. I mean, it was still able to do this. It is currently able to do this, shoot over the shoulder, but it gets buffed, or at least that's being tested. And you might start thinking then, Martin, please tell us more. What's happening? They're giving it a gun depression buff. I mean, it's not a bad tank to begin with. It's got bad gun depression, that's for sure, but the tank itself sure isn't bad. I mean, it's got one of the best guns in the game. It has great penetration values. It is quick. It has a great turret. It just doesn't have good gun depression. But they are going to change that. And I'm going to show you what the tank looks like now in terms of statistics, and then show you the 6.5 stuff. So if you want to have more information about 6.6, but please subscribe to the channel. I'll try to do as much as possible of it, and I'm driving around like a nut because this is RU forums, and I had to change the RU forum. It's RU server. I had to change my controls, and they are ever so slightly smaller, and although the ping indicator says 40, it seemed a bit laggy there, but hey ho, I got to play open test for a bit, and the 62A, apart from that little bit of gun depression, still felt like a 62A because, yeah, it moves around, it drives around like a 62A, so it's, for all intents and purposes, it is a 62A. And I shoot the STB-1 here, I get shot in return. Not the best in terms of moves I'm making here, because I'm still driving around like a noob. But, I don't understand why. Why do they buff the T-62A with regards to gun depression? It makes no sense, and I mean, the vehicle at the moment isn't bad. It's not in the top when you're looking at win rates, but if they keep buffing tanks like constantly, then other tanks will suffer. That's, I mean, easy as that. If you're looking at all the tier 10 medium tanks, the WZ-121 is the least played, the Leopard one and the T-62A are in the top. So, yeah, I don't get it. If you look at the win rate, the current, let's say the 90 days win rate, yes, the T-62A is in the bottom, 51.74. The Leopard one is in the bottom, 51.70. So these are tanks that are hard to play. But if you keep buffing them like they have done with the STB and the E50M, then all the tanks will start going towards, I don't know, 56, 57, etc., etc. And then by the time they are balanced and people know how to play the tank, then they will probably be too strong. And then people will start saying, well, this tank is too strong. So let's look at the T-62A and update 6.5. Here you have it. Nothing is going to change. I mean, the damage per minute, it's brilliant. I have the same setup on this one as on the open test server. Average damage per shot 310 because of the 100mm gun. Your aim time is really quick. It's the better sniper than the Leopard. But then you get this in update 6.6. Oh, I forgot about that. The gun depression, look at that, 17 degrees of gun elevation and 5 degrees of gun depression. And maneuverability, well, nimble. Good tank. And they get this in 6.6. 8 degrees of gun depression. Just why? I mean, give it 6, like you have on the 140. I could understand that, but giving it 8, it makes no sense. You can drive into Port Bay and go into positions like this, and you don't even have to go as far as I'm going now, because you had to go this far and then hide the hill and shoot over your shoulder. You can now just drive straight at the ridge, and you could go even more towards the right. Let's try that for a little bit. Can we still shoot over there? Yes, we can. So also this spot on Black Goldfield, we can go over here. We can shoot through this little cranny right over there. And there are tank destroyers everywhere. There are tank destroyers who sit behind those rocks and behind that pillar. They can now get shot by a T-62A, where in the current guys, you can't do that. Look at this. I can hide my entire tank, show only the front of my turret, which is pretty darn thick, and don't get punished for it because I have the bad gun impression. I can even get behind the ridges. This is not... You can't do this currently in a T-62A. And I've got this little snippet here as well, where I am again making major goofs and not playing very well because this is lag. I mean, the ping indicator is fine, but this is a bit of lag. I'm going to shoot this E50M right through the back. I wanted to track him. I don't manage to do that. I'm still going to shoot him. Try to track him again. He misses. Yes, shoots off my top of the turret, and I shoot him again through the track wheel with no damage. And then we're going to do a bit of a 1 versus 1 with an E50M, which, of course, is currently a fairly strong vehicle. And my maneuverability is still there. We're going to use heat, get that through the turret side. Yes, there we go. And then back to APCR, and then we're going to try and shoot him again. Yes, in the track wheel. Lovely stuff. For some damage as well. And then we're going to finish off. And we're going to finish up with a shot that I would not have been able to do this shot with the current T-62A. It's stupid. Or even this shot. Maybe I would have been able to do that shot. But you get the idea. The gun depression buff is not needed, in my opinion. There will always be a single tank that will be the hardest to play. And this is not a rant, because it's not in World of Tanks Blitz yet. And I hope they will change it. And they have changed the consumables for British heavies because they had an armor or an HP regenerating consumable, and we all said to them, well, wargaming, whatever you do, don't do that. It's not mad games. We don't want mad games in regular games. But this shot, I wouldn't have been able to do that one. I would have been able to get shot with the current T-62A, and I'm shooting him again and trying to drive away. I'm gonna stop here now for ranting about the T-62A. It's a pointless buff. It's not needed. But yeah, let's take a look at the Leopard one, because that deserves some attention as well. And this tank, it is the hardest tank currently to play. Over the last 90 days, it has the worst win rate of all the tier 10 medium tanks. The Progetto is way on top. Then on top is the STB, E50M, WZ120, Object 140 and 48 Baton, FV4202, T-62A and the Leopard 1. And mark my words, the Leopard 1 is bottom of the list. So, what are they going to do to the Leopard? Are they going to buff it? Yeah, let's watch. So we're gonna watch this game for a little bit, but suffice to say they are going to buff the Leopards, and they are going to add a little bit, not much, but just a little bit of DPM to the tank. Not much, just a little touch of DPM. You just a slightly better rate of fire. You already have a brilliant gun. You already have a gun that sings. It's not as singy, as harmonic as the T-62A gun, because, yeah, why give a non-armored German medium tank the best gun in game? Give it to a Russian tank. You already have a good gun. 3,563 DPM currently, 255 penetration, 350 damage, 300 on your heat, 300 damage on heat. Great muzzle velocity, dispersion on the move, all well and good, except topped just a little bit by the T-62A currently. So, what we are currently testing in the open test is a slightly changed Leopard. Because the gun itself, they're not going to change that. The dispersion factors, the accuracy, the damage, the penetration values, they are not changing. You get a slight increase in DPM. I'm going to show you that. And then they were thinking probably, I don't know if they were thinking that, but kind of makes sense. They were thinking, right, we have this setup now. This is my setup with the equipment. You can have a different damage per minute if you use the rammer. I use calibrated shells. You could have a different penetration values if you don't use the calibrated shells, etc, etc. But this is what's going to happen. Maneuverability 48.74, hull traverse speed 72.17, and terrain crossing capacity that's not going to change, because this is what the Leopard 1 looks like in the current patch in update 6.5, and this is being tested. You can see still the armor is shit, it isn't there, concealment quite good, view range is there, damage per minute slightly better, not much but just a touch, just a smattering of DPM there. Great stuff, just those little buffs, they are great, don't overbuff them. But then they might have started thinking, well, but that's a buff for the Leopard 1, it's already the worst performing tier 10 medium of the last 90 days, let's change the traverse speed as well. I don't get it. Just there are not a lot of changes in 6.6 as they are being tested, but these two, I don't know. Leave your thoughts below, guys, and tell me what you think of it. I think it's pretty darn stupid to do this to one of the better performing tier 10 mediums and the worst performing tier 10 medium. So, yeah, open test 6.6, my thoughts, by ranting a little bit. Leave your thoughts in the comments, please, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Cheers, happy tanking.